The Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there lived in a certain village a little country girl, the prettiest creature that was ever seen. Her mother was very fond of her, and her grandmother loved her still more. This good woman made for her a little Red Riding Hood, which became the girl so that everybody called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day her mother, having made some custards, said to her, "Go, my dear, and see how your grandmother does, for I hear she has been very ill. Carry her a custard and this little pot of butter." Little Red Riding Hood set out immediately to go to her grandmother, who lived in another village. As she was going through the woods, she met a gaffer wolf, who had a very great mind set out to eat her up. But he dare not, because of some basket makers that lived in the forest. He asked her where she was going. The poor child, who did not know that it was dangerous to stay and hear wolf talk, said to him,
I'm going to go see my grandmother and bring her some custard and a little pot of butter from my mom.
Does she live far off?
Oh, yes. It's just beyond that mill over there. It's the first house in the village you come up to.
Well, I'll go see her too. I'll go this way and you'll go that. And we'll see which one will be there first.
The wolf began to run as fast as he could, taking the shortest way, and the little girl went by the longest way, amusing herself by gathering nuts, running after butterflies, and making bouquets of such little flowers that she was met with. The wolf was not long before he reached the old woman's house. He knocked at the door.
Who's there?
Your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood, who's brought you a custard and a little pot of butter, sent to you by Mama.
The good grandmother, who was in bed, because she was somewhat ill, cried out.
Pull the bobbin and the light will go up.
The wolf pulled the bobbin, and the door opened. He fell upon the good woman and ate her up in no time, for he had not eaten anything for more than 3 days. He then shut the door, went into the grandmother's bed, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood, who came some time afterward and knocked at the door.
Who's there?
Little Red Riding Hood, hearing the big voice of the wolf, was at first afraid, but thinking her grandmother had a cold, answered.
It's your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood, who has brought you a custard and a little pot of butter sent to you by Mama.
The wolf cried out to her, softening his voice a little.
Pull the pull the bobbin and the hatch will go up.
Little Red Riding Hood pulled the bobbin, and the door opened. The wolf, seeing her come in, said to her, hiding himself under the bedclothes,
Put the custards and the little pot of butter upon the stool and come and lie down with me.
Little Red Riding Hood undressed herself and went into bed, where she was much surprised to see how her grandmother looked in her night clothes. She said to her,
Grandma, what great arms you have got!
That is the better to hug thee, my dear.
Grandma, what great legs you've got!
That is to run the better, my child.
Grandma, what great ears you've got!
That is to hear the better, my child.
Grandma, what great eyes you have got!
That is to hear the better, my child.
Grandma, what great teeth you have got!
That is to eat thee up.
The wolf tried to eat Little Red, but she managed to escape and ran to find her hero, the huntsman, to save her grandmother. She finds the huntsman and tells him that the wolf ate her grandmama. They both ran to her house and cut the wolf open and saved the grandmama.
Oh, my dear. What a terrible dream. I must have forgotten to take my pills this morning.
Oh, Grandma, I was so scared. I'll never speak to strangers or dwell in the forest again.
There, child. You've learned an important lesson. Thank goodness you found this kind woodsman to help you.
The woodsman carried the wolf deep into the forest, where he wouldn't bother people any longer. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat. The end.